Lodge Mahal in beautiful Austin, Texas.
It all works out.
Welcome to the Lodge live stream, a special Black Friday episode. We're going to do a 5-10-10 cash stream. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving yesterday.
It's going to be great.
We'll go around the table here. EFAN in seat 1. Everybody bought in for 2,000. It is a 2K cap matchless stack. Leo in seat 2. MSK is in seat 3. Corey in seat 4. Trey in seat 5. Doug is in seat 6. T1000 in seat 7. And Skull Mike rounds out the table in seat 8.
Well, I got a really bad table draw. I got the most aggressive and talented player on my left, and I got Trey on my right. Both players are very strong, very good players, and I have my work cut out for me today. Also, the game has been played with a $25 straddle on like 90% of the time. I'm the only one that hasn't done it in the first hour, but after the first hour, I decided to join the group, and we're playing with a $25 straddle, so it's a 5-10-10-25 game.
Derogatory about stating that a group of black dudes climbed Everest. They did. There's video of it.
Oh, well, there's video of it.
Does that surprise you or something, JC?
Well, I think there's like, it made news, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, so like
Why?
It's
Why was it
racist.
newsworthy
Reported
to you?
as a news story.
Why was it newsworthy to you?
No, it's just,
Okay.
that's Everest, and then I just saw this
That's
video.
what you thought about. In your
Yeah.
head, you looked at the painted
Brokeback
picture
Mountain.
of Everest. Behind the lodge, and that's you thought of the ball. And
Doug hits a jack here.
It just happened. It was just like in the last few weeks. So it's. Anyway, back to poker.
That's great.
T1000 calls 75.
JC is a very aggressive player. Once he calls, I think he's probably floating me, trying to take it away. He knows this is a game way above my normal level, and I think he just wants to send a message. So I decided to just do a check call routine on this, see how it turns out.
I'm doing it my whole life.
I guess it would be climbing out of holes, right? You wouldn't dig your way out of a hole.
Dig up, stupid.
You have been doing it wrong. You have been wrong my whole life.
T1000 is going to fire out 300.
All right, it's all fixed.
Can't see Doug going anywhere. Doug new to this stream. Probably has seen T1000 play a little bit. Makes the call. To the river we go.
Do that right here. Show it to you every time I see it.
Top 2 pair here.
$6 checks.
Feel a bad beat story.
Let's see T1000 fire out.
You play the big game, so.
He led the turn.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Seems right. Honestly, in this place, variance.
And he's going to fire out.
I mean, it is a function of the size of the game you're playing, but it's considerably more a function of the.
About a 3/4 size pot
you're
bet.
sitting with. How many of them are
I figure like the.
sitting on TNT like Wile E. Coyote, you know? Like the 1-2-5 and the 5-5-10 oftentimes don't play that different.
And there's the call.
5 high. Is that 5 high?
Flipped it over like it was the nuts, too.
Yeah, I know. He flipped it over so fast. I was like, oh, good lord, he's got
Nice hand, Doug.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good call.
Nice hand, Doug.
Very nice.
Raise 100.
Here I have Jack 10 suited. Decided to defend against the
100%.
small blind raise.
You
He ended up going heads up to the flop.
1850. Was there a bluff?
1825 is a bluff. 1850 is always bad.
All right. Every bluff I'm betting 1850.
You just bluff with 1850 next
So
time.
we're never going to see Corey bet 1850 then, I guess.
Yeah.
That's sad.
That's it. Next time, how you do?
That's sad.
Doug looking for the 10 of spades.
This is my first tough decision. With this board, it looks like I either have a 10 or a flush draw when I call him. So the question is whether to deny equity to overcards and flush draws or to check it back and keep the pot small.
Thinks he might be good here with top pair.
I usually bet hundreds.
700.
And he's going to fire out into 460.
Sometimes I'll throw out the 50s, but rarely. Just bet like a even 100.
A little over half size pot.
12 and 25.
What's
for
up?
the 50 on it for me, just so we
In
can.
a little bit.
When you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah. Give it an hour or two.
Here comes the raise from Trey.
Today. So you know, we're going to like
The old check raise.
15-ish.
All right.
Makes it 850.
Well, my bet on the turn said I have a 10, and his check raise says, well, I can beat a 10. So I'm thinking he has overpairs or a big 10, maybe ace 10, king 10. Could also have hands like queen, jack of hearts, two big hearts with overcards. My initial feeling was I should just fold this, but the more I sat with it, the more I thought that he could be making some sort of play. So I decided to take one off. If I didn't catch a 10, I was just going to muck it when he bombed the river.
Doug, first time ever at the lodge, first time ever in Texas, he says. Makes the call. To the river we go. He's looking for the 10 of spades. Does not come. But he does pick up a better two pair.
22.
2,200.
Could get him to trouble here. Hand number 10.
The jack is probably the worst card in the deck for me. It gives me hope of beating all those drawing hands that might have made top pair, like ace, jack of hearts, king, jack of hearts, queen, jack of hearts. Yeah, those type of hands. He also could be bluffing with a missed flush draw. But when he bombs it, this sizing, I'm thinking I'm going to be calling and looking at pocket queens, pocket kings, and pocket aces too much. But as I said, I kind of leveled myself. I think that he had a lot of flush draws in his range that contained the jack. I don't know.
Very close to it.
It's a bad call. I think I could have got away from this if I wasn't so nervous and scared of being on a stream. I don't think I can fold.
Makes the call.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
And Trey's going to win another big one. Trey's starting off hot.
He has me covered, but
No, I don't think he.
It's going to be close. I believe he does have him
He's
covered.
gonna pick up a queen this time. He got it.
And cumulative winnings, Trey
know what to think.
up 1840. Skull Mike 1225. Doug and Leo, the only other winners.
Nick game soon? Or?
Throwing the party is Efan, down $2,025.
Kings and aces.
I see you should have left that game yesterday and come up here.
It's all good. It's always another game.
That there is.
California Doug
125.
125.
with the Gretzky hand makes it $1.25. Let's go with the Doyle. We'll fold. Efan on the button with 7-6. We'll come along and Leo in the small blind. What is MSK going to do here? Already got rid of the knit button. In the big blind. Going to raise here.
2 raises. 6.25. 625. 4 folds.
Don't think Doug's going anywhere here.
Damn. Some fancy looking whiskey over there.
Oh, Kevin brought the screen.
Yes, left over from last night.
Might be.
All in?
All in from Doug.
All fold.
2 folds.
Nice hand. Nice hand.
Is he going to show? He does. Doug knows how to play this knit game. First time here at the lodge. Sometimes first time visitors forget to show. Not Doug. Well studied.
I go pretty much card dead over the next hour or so. Probably another Nick game, so we got to open up a bit. Luckily, T1000 or JC is out this hand. Gives me a little more incentive to play something a little bit looser because having him behind me is dangerous.
Agreed.
That's all I'm trying.
I mean,
When I was a little bit
actually,
careless pre.
they definitely should.
Oh, yeah, because you like limp. You did something where you flatted.
I got dealt one card on the button. It was an ace. I 3-bet. Got pitched a queen.
Sorry.
It's
Came ace
just
XM.
to be
trying to
free
cut you
every
off.
3 hours.
That was a weird
Very,
hand.
very-
That was a very, very strange hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shuffle and all that.
Yeah, I want to get it.
Because you're like, haha, 3-bet, not gonna have a second card.
Upside down.
And then
Like, I got a real hand, too. Like, it played the same way. My hand was
T1000 throwing the party down 14,000. MSK is now approaching that, down 12,500.
Wonderful people.
mute the audio again. Mute the audio.
Very much.
One folds. Folds 25 and seat 2. 4 folds.
I had a 10.
125 and seat 5.
JC,
I got
your comedic timing is improving. When we need to go have a full stream day with you on stage. Like, we need to reserve 20 spots and come full army.
7
Can
folds.
we make that happen?
Yeah.
Soon. We'll get a full army and we'll hype you up.
Eventually. It's gonna happen.
Needs to happen. We're ready.
JC, a comic,
Stack.
stand-up comic.
Hey, how much you got, big boy?
We'd love to go see JC.
Involved another hand.
We'd laugh our asses off for JC.
So you know what the big thing is?
Even if it wasn't funny,
Yeah, 3-5
we'd
suit.
support him,
So,
but chances are it'd be funny.
Good flop for my hand, but could be dangerous with JC. He's running hot.
What's gonna be wild is when y'all put audio over this, and you're right there, and Rick.
Good
is right there.
defense.
Look at him.
maybe Potter does this one. Who knows?
There you go.
Potter did me dirty.
Actually, I think we should play that small.
I think I'm best at this point, but it's a marginal hand and I don't want to bloat the pot any. So I decided to check it back and then call blanks on the river. Obviously, the ace is the worst card possible for my hand.
Or 25. But you should have
Continues
like.
his assault. No matter how big the pot is, Trey wants it.
Started with like a bounty from everybody.
Pot size bet here.
We use it to play with
When
like.
someone wins the bounty, everyone throws $10 on it, and it starts.
Yeah. You
yeah,
cannot
like that.
start with 0.
And then every hand,
There will be never
$5
$10
more.
more.
Yeah. It should be like you collect a bounty
I
to
like
start.
that. On the button? I like that.
Yeah, you collect
On the
a
button for the
bounty
small
and
blind
then you
one.
add.
On the button.
I like it.
Like you add a
Yeah.
one
On the-
bounty
like,
each
the
of
blind-
time.
the bounty
like
lives on the
suppose
button,
it's
but it only
25.
gets
10 to start, and then you add $5 each time.
No, it's the same amount. It should be same amount. Like
Yeah,
if it's
Everyone
25, it's
antes $10
25.
and then 10 extra.
Trey approaching 30,000.
One that can have a deuce there.
Skull Mike up 3,000. Brandon up 1,800. Corey, the only other winner. T1000 down 16,800. MSK down 12,000. EFAN
Very good.
down
Figure out he
2,900.
was the only one who could have deuce.
If you want to.
Good job, Corey.
He's good.
Way to go for it.
It was bad.
Nice hand, Corey.
Thanks.
You were asking about it, you got a show, you were all excited, and then just straight into the mug. Well played.
Doug with the pocket 10s, the tanks.
I knew this was coming.
T1000, 3-bets to 750 with ace queen.
Speeding tickets, left and right.
He is ticketing
You know you're not in the fucking booth.
I like
right?
that.
Every raise, he is charged.
We're not. You're not in the booth. You can't comment on every
good
hand
one.
during the hand
It's
at
part
the
of-
table.
That's a good point, T1000.
He's working.
All right.
He's practicing.
It's one player per hand.
Excellent point, T1000. Give Skull Mike shit. All in.
All in, call.
And there's the call. That happened quick. Hand number 62.
Bicycle writing speeding ticket. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, man.
All in the call. and gentlemen.
Right in the ticket.
Oh, what time?
At 2-5 offsuit.
Those are a couple.
See what I avoided? See what I avoided by not getting in here?
Oh,
2 pair
that's not
for
an idea.
T1000.
Come deuce, man. I can feel it. Deuce.
Yeah.
There it is.
How the fuck you?
Looking for a 10 ball.
I swear to God.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
How the fuck did you do that?
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me? The 2-outer.
Felt pretty good about it, too.
It was a relatively, in the scheme of things, it was a $5,400 pot. But the pain for T1000.
Well, yeah, this is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
22.
If it can happen, it'll
One time
happen.
out of a million.
If it can happen, it'll happen.
90.
You should do this on the hands that you're all in with.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, I know. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
The 2-outer. And Doug is almost embarrassed at the win there.
Yeah,
Probably play Hold'em more.
he wouldn't be in this game. He'd be in
Yeah.
Bobby's rumors.
Yeah. I'm not crazy. This game will be fine. But I'd play a lot more hands, too.
That's it, Doug.
Did you have 10?
Heart was racing.
I know you were sweating it. I wasn't sweating it.
Racing,
Fold.
talking shit. That must be some strength right there in that hand.
Battery.
That must be some strength.
Big slick for Doug, the man from California, who hit a miracle 10.
Sorry if I did that to the microphone.
Raise it up 4 1/4 from seat 6.
On hand number 62
425 call, seat 7.
against Trey, flop top 2.
For some reason, I thought Mike opened for 105, but he opened for 150. And I was going to go 4X, so I should have made it 600. Instead, I made it 425. I don't know whether it changes things, but I screwed up here.
Trips for T1000.
Whoever's out there.
This is actually a pretty good flop for my hand. I put Skull Mike on like suited broadways, and I put JC on pocket pairs, a lot of small pocket pairs, suited connectors. The only thing I'm really worried about is something like 7-6 suited, 5-6 suited, and a hand like pocket deuces. Normally on a flop like this, you want to bet small, maybe a quarter pot, 1/3 pot. If I wasn't suited with the possible spade draw out there, I would probably go like 350 to 400. Since there is some sort of draw out there, and we are playing the Nick game, I decided to go a little bit bigger. I think my sizing's a little bit too big for this flop. Probably should go somewhere around $500 at most, but instead I put out a bet for 700.
700.
Doug going to fire out 700, about a little more than half-size pot bet.
Not that many, but there are some times where.
And just a call here from T1000.
When JC calls, I put him on hands like small pocket pairs, flush draws, and of course the one I'm worried about is hands like 6-7, 5-6, maybe even A6 or pocket deuces. But the majority of his range contains draws and small pairs, and he is a little bit wide open right now, and I feel like he's going to be making a play on me. So we're going to head off to a turn card with a little over $2,700 in the pot, and we get the 9 of diamonds.
Is he going to fire again?
Well, being heads up out of position, I definitely still have the range advantage. I have all the over pairs, all the big pairs. Even have some hands like big flush draws like ace king of spades, ace queen of spades, stuff like that. But my opponent has the nut advantage. I do not have any sixes in my range for 3-betting out of the blind. He calling from the blind, the straddle, he definitely has sixes in his range. That's why they say about 90% of the time you should just check this back, whether you have aces or kings or a hand like I do. And just because a tough player can put you in some really tough spots when they have the nut advantage and you do not. But I would really, really, really hate to lose to a hand like pocket fours, pocket fives, maybe give a free card to a hand like 7-8 of spades. So I'm thinking a small bet won't do anything. He would call with all those type of draws. Even a half pot size bet won't do anything. And I really hate a big bet. And of course, I really don't like checking. None of my options feel good. And between betting and checking, I kind of randomized it and I decided to go with a bet. And I made it $2,000.
drawing dead.
He can just see it and be like,
2,000.
I'll go home.
Oh my
You
goodness.
turned 200
Fires
into
out
grand.
2,000.
Tempting.
Good opportunity for T1000 here to get a bunch of chips back.
PLO. PLO.
Just call here.
You need to get her on the turn.
Well, when he puts me all in, I really, really hate my bet. I'm thinking to myself, why don't you check like you know you're supposed to? He would have made a bet. You could have made a decision whether you wanted to call again or just let it go. But now I got chips in there. He puts me all in. It's going to be like $11,000 pot. I got a little over 2,000 left in my stack, and I just hate life right now. JC has been playing fast and loose all night long. Against my normal player pool or anyone else at this table, I think this is just a snap fold. I don't think he'll be making some sort of play. But going into this hand, I felt like there's a good chance that he'll be making a play on me. And this is the exact type of hand that he would do it with. He has the nut advantage, and he's like putting me to the test. At the time, I thought there was like a 20% chance that he's doing this with a hand that I had plenty of equity against, if not had beat right now, like flush draws. Even if he had a small pocket pairs like 3s, 4s, or 5s, he can get counterfeited by my ace or king or the 9 on the board. So I really don't like calling. I think I'm going to lose this probably 80% of the time. And the other 20%, I think I have a shot at winning. Yeah, it's a tough situation. As I said, he is a very tough player, playing very wide. Looking back on this, I feel like he doesn't have enough bluffs in his range. But at the time, I thought he was quite capable of making this type of move. So I make a crying
Makes
call.
the call, drawing dead. Huge pot.
Actual 6.
Oh, wow. Nice in.
Dirty.
I surrender yet?
Yeah, he's done. Go ahead and run it out.
That ball's calling though.
And T1000, a nice $11,300 pot. Going to do some damage to where he is and his day.
Well, I'm feeling like a complete idiot for making that call now and for betting the turn. That was the biggest mistake of all, is just that bet on the turn. I'm supposed to check that thing like 90% of the time. And the other 10%, well, you're just going to be betting and folding if they jam on you. Anyway, we reload. We get 3,000 more in chips, and this is the very next hand.
And Lord have mercy are the spice levels. It is delicious jerky, folks.
I'm going to play less hands to play.
The TKO jerky, hand of the night.
I'm going to play with people I want to play with and not let you in the game.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, like that's where it is right now.
That's the game.
What'd you have?
Oh, no.
A couple of
Jack high.
oh,
Ah, shit. Yeah,
got Dustin.
raising.
Dustin's pretty good player, right?
He's a good player, but he plays. He doesn't just sit there and fold.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll run up if I can put my.
I had 1,000 in my pocket, and I bought another 2,000 that's on the way, hasn't arrived yet. And I looked down at Ace King from the blinds. We're still playing the net game, and we're 100 big blinds deep. There was an open to 75, a raise to 300. And I think the only play here from the blinds with Ace King is to go ahead and put in the old 4-bet. I made it to 1,200. It might look like I'm tilted, and I'll get action from hands that might be a lot weaker than mine. And if I get called, I'm probably flipping with somebody.
You know, he's a really good player, obviously.
Doug Big Slick again.
But like,
And Brandon with the aces, 3 bets to 300.
because like he's not going to win.
1,200.
He's 2K behind, right?
Yeah, 2,000 behind.
Oh, yes.
Doug is 2,000 behind.
2K behind. And the chips are here.
Makes it 1,200. EFAN will get out of the way, and let's see what Brandon does here. Does he just call it, or does he put it all in?
Total 2K, so this is square.
It's 800 more
I
behind.
have it. I'm going all in.
Okay.
All in,
All in.
Two
All right.
hands in a
Good
row.
luck, guys.
Okay.
and not
Turn them up.
Okay.
A good two hands for
No,
Doug.
3,000.
Ace, king.
Start the hand with. I'm all okay. We're all in, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Just clarifying what the action.
Oh my God.
Back to back. Wow.
Wow. I just wanted to clarify before I flipped it over.
Yeah.
That's why
It's an all-in on a call.
And what's the total of the stacks?
3,000.
3,000.
I started with 3,000.
Okay, so
We started the
3,000.
hand with 3,000, so this is including the big blind, so. Okay, so you guys good back there?
Doug needs some help. Big slick twice in a row.
Live streams are brutal.
Ouch.
Poker's a brutal game. Oh, my God.
Top set, the last ace in the deck.
Setup.
Right out of the gate.
No, nothing can do.
That's it.
And it's over. Brandon
You get
All right.
Brittany in here.
is going to stack Doug.
So you were saying about the tight players versus the. Can I get another 3, Ethan?
Doug gets stacked twice in a row. Hands number 70 and 71.
No, I like what you, I just like messing.
Brutal,
I like
Doug.
what you're saying.
Brutal.
I was just saying how it is out there right now.
Should make it for good content, right?
Yeah. Today is going to have some.
Doug has his own vlog, too.
Better or for worse, that's just.
So he gets a little rebate on his cooler.
That's what it is. Yeah, very little.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Trey up 30K.
Yeah.
Brandon now up 4,800. Skull Mike 3,500. Corey up.
Yeah, that's what I
T1000 making a dent here. Down 14,000. MSK down 12,000. And Doug, courtesy of the last two hands,
Yeah.
is now down 7,000.
Yeah, of course.
So
You don't. You don't
I don't live in that world.
He doesn't live.
You definitely don't.
He's going Max Payne.
That's good.
He has no interest in that world that everyone else lives in.
Well, you know.
Although I did fold ace jack suited to our man when he limp raised.
I folded pocket sixes to him when he squeezed the small blind one time when I felt like I should have got a little froggy, but
Look for us to come on air on Sunday
I believe him.
I believe him too.
around between 6 and 7 p.m. So check your local listings. Thinking probably closer to 7 p.m.
Remembered from this game is that I checked Jack 7 on the river
That's
when I
fine.
couldn't win any other way.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope that's the only thing that. I hope that's the only. Matter of fact, don't make,
That might be the only hand we
don't
play.
make
No,
any
no.
clips for
No,
this
no,
stream.
no.
Only make that.
Well, after playing for a little over 3 hours, the only real tell I picked up is on this player, Mike. I can tell when he kind of has a really good hand and one where he's not so good. And by the way he bets, I'm saying this hand is a not so good hand. And I don't have much, but I think he has less. So I decided to make a play. I'm going to be raising it up to 700. I feel that he's going to probably fold like 70% of the time. And then like maybe 30% of the time, he'll have something that might be worth a crying call. And then I'm just going to barrel any kind of turn card and take down the pot. At least that's the plan.
Yeah, that's the only clip that will be made.
Only clip. Make that. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
they won't even. They're not even going to put up the final results. It's just going to be that clip.
That would make me so happy.
Well, by the way,
I would never. That would make me so happy.
check Kitty.
Trey's
Trey's terrible play.
Trey's meltdown of a comeback, and just that hand.
Once Mike starts tanking, I'm starting to worry that he's not going to be folding. He might be calling. And then the longer he tanks, the more I think he's going to be putting in a raise. If my initial read was correct and he doesn't have anything, what type of hands would he like raise or jam with? The only thing I can think of is some sort of flush draw or some sort of straight draw. Straight draws really don't make too much sense in this spot from the board. So I'm thinking he has probably some sort of flush draw. And if it's the ace-high flush draw, I'm just in a world of hurt because I think he's full of BS on this one. I do have the queen of clubs as a blocker, so he's most likely have a hand like king jack of clubs, king 10 of clubs, jack 10 of clubs, something like that. If he has ace blank of clubs, yeah, I'm just way behind and drawing extremely thin. But with $1,800 of basically dead money in the pot already, once he jams, it's going to cost me $2,300 more. Do I have more than 35% equity, 40% equity? I think so. I think I'm closer to flipping in this spot as long as he doesn't have ace blank of clubs.
I like it. I like it.
Flush draw for MSK to go along with his gut shot.
Yeah.
Little combo draw.
Wolverine.
Yeah,
Back
but
to 8% interest rates.
Yeah, those have been tough on people.
Mm-hmm.
Have to give them. Have to.
He jams all in just in the same motion he used against Trey when Trey had Jack 10 of diamonds and made a straight. Feels like a bluff. It's a very good bet by my opponent. Normally, well, I should fold here. Even with my read, and even though he has a lot of weak hands here, running into an ace-high flush draw is just too high of a probability for me to take this risk. I think this is a bad call, but at the moment, I'm going with it.
Get those closing costs paid for by the seller.
All right.
All right,
Gambling has been announced.
Wow.
That's
No clubs.
gambling.
Wow.
That's the best hand.
Wow.
Wow.
How many times?
I only go once.
All right.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Doug, in the last 10 hands, has been stacked twice.
Yep.
I will do it.
And here comes Max.
And it could be 3 times. 3 times in 10 hands getting stacked? Ouch.
Yeah.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.
And Doug from California,
Hey, thanks for the tips, too.
Yes.
a very nice man,
Reach out if you need anything else while you're here.
pulled me aside before the show today and said he really
got 10 grand?
is a big fan of the show. He just, after hand number 70, he got stacked. Hand number 70, 71, and 80.
Yeah, that's the only thing about weekend games. If you weren't prepared, getting here,
If no one
getting to
wins
the
that,
bank
goes
is a
to the
little
deal,
tougher.
too.
Well, obviously, my trip did not go as planned. I was doing all right for the first 70 hands. The last 10 were just not very good. I made some serious mistakes, especially on that first hand with ace-king. Pre-flop raise should have been bigger. I didn't realize that Mike opened for 150. And, of course, the C-bet on the flop, I think, should have been smaller, and then a check on the turn and evaluate. I probably still would have lost a lot of money on the hand, but hopefully I wouldn't have got stacked. I did end up realizing that I overestimated the amount of moves that people make at these stakes. You watch it on TV, you hear stories. Actually, they played fairly straightforward. The only player that was super tricky was JC. He's a very tough opponent, especially when he has position on you. I knew it was going to be a long night as soon as I sat down and had him on my left. He's the kind of guy you do not want in your game, let alone on your left. I did get a chance to meet Huggy, also known as Matt. He has his own poker vlog. He hasn't been very active lately, but we've been in touch, and we ended up going out for dinner. Another vlog watcher and supporter, Mike, he came out to California, actually, to visit me at Capital Casino. So when I was in the area, we got together, had some dinner. He insisted on buying me dinner as a early birthday gift. And, well, after losing 10K, I was happy to take him up on that. Anyway, it was a good trip. I didn't play as much poker as I would like. I had a hard time focusing on poker after this episode. A lot of sleepless nights going over those last 3 hands, if I could have done anything differently and what would it have been, and I lost a lot of sleep over it. Anyway, I hope you guys learned from my mistakes, and until next time, good luck at the tables, and we'll see you back here soon.